Good morning, Marianas. I'm Troy Torres.
And I'm Johnny Rosario.
It is 6:55 a.m. this Monday, the 26th of September, 2022. Boy, this year has just gone by, huh? Have you saved enough for Christmas yet for your kids and your grandkids?
Forget about it.
There's hardly any news today, guys. Matter of fact,
there is no news, really.
We struggled to find Guam news. But there is big news happening in the Philippines. We'll get to that in the second part of our show, where we bring Sally Aquino on with us on the phone. When we come back from this short commercial break, we'll bring you our two top headlines having to do with public school facilities and with tourism on Guam. Stick with us.
Right now, we are seeing a rise in energy prices. We feel it at the pump, at the store, or each time we get our CUC bill. This is causing everyone to make difficult choices. Businesses are having to increase prices or reduce hours. Families are having to choose between keeping the aircon on or putting food on the table. Lieutenant Governor Arnold and Mayor Dave's commitment to our Commonwealth is demonstrated through their 30-plus years of public service. Their experiences have allowed them the opportunity to personally interact with our community during their most difficult moments, and for that, they have a better understanding of the needs of our people. The CNMI needs leaders that will promote policies that create jobs, grow paychecks, and improve the economic security of the CNMI businesses and families. We hear you, Marianas. It's time to get this government back in order. This election, please vote Arnold and Dave.
Happy my name is Jeanette Guzman Chrysostom and I'm voting for Joe S. San Agustin.
Happy I'm Ryan Bawalta and I'm voting for Joe S. San Agustin.
Mabuhay! Ako po si Micaela Silorio at boboto ko si Joe S. San Agustin.
Happy my name is Diane Mkenko Garrido and I'm voting for Joe.
Happy my name is Joe Cabana. I humbly ask my friends and families to please join me in voting Joe Shimizu San Agustin.
I'm Senator Joe Shimizu San Agustin and I approve this message.
More images and video of deteriorating public school conditions on Guam are surfacing, the latest coming from a Teason High School student. A short video of a high-traffic walkway shows a pileup of trash and broken equipment with flies swarming. According to the student, cleaners dumped the trash there early last week, and the trash has been piling up for days. In another video sent to Kandit, a student is seen destroying a public school toilet bowl. Guam Department of Education officials confirmed the incident took place Friday at George Washington High School. The problems facing public school facilities have come to light after students at FBLG Middle School in Jigo sent photos and video of unsanitary and dangerous conditions there. These prompted education officials to take action, preparing for structural assessments only after the public outcry and despite red flags raised before schools opened by board member Maria Gutierrez and her school safety committee. The FBLG situation inspired students, teachers, and parents from other public schools to send images to the media, among them Ocean View Middle School. Senator Helena Nelson toured the school and requested public health officials to inspect the facilities. The inspection led to a declaration by Acting Superintendent Francis Santos that the campus will be closed down for repairs. According to Education Board Chairman Mark Mendiola, all options will be on the table for all public schools once structural assessments and public health inspections are in place. A pot of $80 million in federal funds secured by Congressman Michael Siniclis has been available to DOE for repairs. Mr. Mendiola said that money will be used to make the repairs as quickly as possible.
The Guam Visitors Bureau and members of the island's tourism industry have returned to Tourism Expo Japan to showcase Guam's current offerings to thousands of attendees. According to a GVB news release, organizers estimated over 150,000 participants, about the current population of Guam, were counted at the 4-day event. The annual event happened at the Tokyo Big Site from September 22 through the 25th. It is considered Japan's largest and comprehensive travel trade event that gathers key players from the world's tourism industry. About 78 countries and regions participated in this year's expo, as well as 1,018 companies and organizations. Tourism Expo Japan is organized by the Japan Travel and Tourism Association, Japan Association of Travel Agents, and the Japan National Tourism Organization.
Thank you for that little spot of at least some good news going on in our island.
I wish I could go to things like that.
I know, let's go to Japan.
I would wear this exactly.
I love it. Would we go to Disneyland or Universal Studios?
We're going to go everywhere.
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 Well, we need the Japanese tourists to come here.
Yes.
Because us people need money here on this island.
We do.
And it's only going to happen with tourism. Now, when we come back, our Sally Aquino will join us on the phone with us to talk about the situation that's happening in the Philippines. Stick with us when we come back from these commercial messages. I just want to say good morning to our viewers. There's so many of you saying good morning to us. Thank you so much. That really gets our morning going.
Yes, good morning.
Sandra Rages, who is running for senator on the Republican side of the ticket, she says, yeah, the parents, this is in reference to the GW clip, and she says, yeah, The parents need to pay for the damages. The kids and at least one of the parents should serve community service till damages are paid for. A minimum of 6 months community service. There's a lot of community service that can be done at the public schools for sure.
I agree.
They've been so neglected, or they don't have enough resources.
It's the COVID.
It's the COVID.
It's the COVID. I'm waiting for my kids when I tell them to walk the dog or wash the dishes or why isn't the laundry done. I'm waiting for them to say, it's the COVID, Mom. It's the COVID.
All right. Okay, enough forcing around here. There's a situation happening in the Philippines sometime around 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Guam time. Metro Manila, Super Typhoon Noru, I believe it is.
N-O-R-U.
N-O-R-U, but in the
Yes.
Philippines it's known as Karding. I don't know what that means in Tagalog. We'll have Sally Aquino with us in just a second. But it was downgraded to a typhoon, if I'm not mistaken, as it made landfall. It was expected to decrease in intensity once it came over land. And then it is expected, once it passes the Philippines later today, to re-intensify as it gets to the South China Sea. And then it's expected to intensify more as it approaches Vietnam. But the situation in the Philippines, we're trying to understand what's going on because there are 64 million people who live in the Metro Manila, who live in Luzon, most of whom live in the Metro Manila area. And this typhoon, Noru or Karding, went through some of the poorest areas, going from east to west in this region of the Philippines. President Marcos yesterday issued an order closing down the government for today. The Asian Development Bank was closed down. The U.S. Embassy in Manila closed down its consular. I can't remember what it's called. Some sort of service that it had. So there was a lot of caution going into this, and they're trending on Twitter this morning on these major news sites, Rappler, the Philippine Inquirer,
BBC, right?
Yes, ABS-CBN, yes, and just a number of people about some video that they have of what has been going on in Manila overnight. Do we have some of those images to show people? Let me go ahead.
Wow.
If I'm not mistaken, that was Nueva Ecija province, if I'm not mistaken. I've been there actually. I went to I'm going to call it a fandango. That's not what it was called, but I went to a whole party there back in it was a wedding.
And also they were evacuating certain places, right?
Yes, as precautions. I think there are other images that we have off of the tweets. I wish I knew what that said. Oh, someone's asking for help?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. There were a bunch of tweets going out of people asking for to be evacuated from their homes in these different provinces.
Yeah, one says, please help. This woman, or the woman is searching for someone willing to rescue her mother.
So I'm not sure. The news stations are not reporting whether there have been any casualties. But let's bring Sally Aquino on the phone with us, who understands more of the situation on the ground over there. Sally Aquino is the host of our every Saturday Filipino talk show. Sally, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us. What's going on?
Hi, Troy. Good morning. This typhoon called Typhoon Karding, Karding in Tagalog. The international name is Typhoon Noru, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's tagged as as an explosive super typhoon, as early as predicted as a explosive super typhoon, as early as 9 a.m. September 25th.
Yesterday,
Okay?
Sunday, yes. with the
Right,
fastest. It was the fastest intensification of a tropical storm in history. And within a 24-hour period, it went
Yes.
from 60 miles per hour to, I believe, 160 miles per hour. But then
Right.
it calmed down once it hit land, right?
As of 3 a.m. In Manila, which is 5 a.m. Guam time,
Mm-hmm.
the eye of the Typhoon Karding or Typhoon Noru, hit the province of Zambales, which is in central Luzon. So it hit at a speed of 80 miles per hour.
Okay.
Okay. Intensified, and as it moved away from the eye, it intensified from 130 miles per hour to maximum of 149 miles per hour.
So right below a
Imagine
super typhoon.
driving at that speed, Troy.
Yeah.
You know, so that's pretty strong. As it moved away to central, we're talking about Pangasinan, the
Okay.
Pangasinan area. Okay.
So these are all areas where a lot of our Kababayans on Guam have family members and friends. A lot of people,
Yes.
yeah.
We have the central area covers like Pampanga, okay, and then down to the surrounding areas. Of course, it's like the Nueva Ecija that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
But it intensified to 149 miles per hour to Pangasinan, heading to Baguio, and then it slowed down. Okay. Now the problem now in the Philippines is the agricultural industry, or you know, the livelihood of many of these of our kababayans from that central area mostly affected. You know, their farm is down, flooding is occurring. So could you imagine? It's already a bad situation without the typhoon. Could you imagine having the typhoon, this super typhoon?
I think there's been a problem with growing rice, right? And so this is going to affect the rice crop, their rice production as well.
Yes, because of the rain. So with the torrential rains that's been happening since the 25th, there's a lot of flooding. And here's another bad thing.
Uh-huh.
A lot of the houses, mostly of the poor, are down. You know, these are made out of, you know, coconut huts, nipa huts. But even the semi-concrete homes were damaged. You know?
So
you
are
can
there any numbers yet of the numbers of displaced, numbers of casualties, anything like that yet?
There's no reports on casualties because the municipal disaster risk reduction management offices throughout the country has made preparation ahead of time, because in the past they weren't ready, but they're very ready during this typhoon.
Any messages coming out of Malacanang Palace or the president himself?
He's very concerned, but you know, what can he do? But there's no office, there's no government office. Even the private sector is closed. Because of the heavy rain and the flooding.
Okay. Well, we'll pray for the Philippines, Sally. Maybe you can come on our show tomorrow and we can discuss. 4 years ago, there was a typhoon that hit the Philippines. Was it 4 years ago or 3 years ago?
Yeah, and we helped with like a recovery.
We did it. Yeah, we did a drive in coordination with the SPPC, Circle K76, and at the time the FCG president was our friend Liabeth Nahalawa, and so we coordinated a relief drive. Perhaps, Sally, if you can come on the show with us tomorrow morning, we can probably talk about the possibility of a relief drive.
Let's do that. Okay. I'll be in at 5:30 in the morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, wonderful. But yes, we just have to encourage our brothers and sisters here on Guam to pray for the Philippines, because this is a biggie,
Got it.
Will do. Thank you
I'll
so
continue
much,
to pray.
Sally.
Thank you, Sally.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.
Yes.
Thank you. God bless you, Sally. I had to. I don't know if you noticed I was smirking in the middle of that because
What?
I'm going to throw my coffee at Temi. So when Sally was talking about the president, my boyfriend, who is co-producing the show today,
His eyes are rolling down Marine Drive right now.
he does not want to give President Marcos a chance.
No, not even 1 second on our show.
And so he was waving at me when Sally was saying that the president is very concerned and working very hard. And I don't know why Eric didn't throw a biscuit in his face when he was doing that at such an awkward and such an unprofessional way. So I have to apologize for that. Pardon me.
I'm not even paying attention.
Pardon me.
I already know. Like, I didn't even want to look over there because I didn't want to laugh or smirk. So I just stayed looking at my phone.
That is not where I stand with things. I would like for President Marcos to succeed. Because there's my boyfriend rolling his eyes again. He's so anti-Mark. Anyway. So do you remember the relief drive that we had?
We did little cans. We taped them and put them at all the Circle K's.
Yes. Do you remember that we asked Janella? She was the director of communications at the time.
Yes.
Whether the governor was going to do a relief drive.
Yeah.
Or to help out with the relief drive or anything, and they did absolutely nothing.
Yep.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
What a heartless situation that was, and they were suffering at the time. You know, election year is always a different story.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Let's get them on the boat this time.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was a relief drive on election year.
Get these in-depth stories at kanditnews.com.
Now we ask you to join us in turning our attention to the Ray Gibson Show, the only morning talk show of any consequence here on Guam, from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. every weekday from Monday to Friday. Every weekday from Monday to Friday. I sound like a politician. Every weekday on the radio dial on 93.3 FM, or where we like to watch on Facebook Live, The Point Guam. You can also watch them on YouTube Live on the Ray Gibson Show. For Candid News, I'm Troy Torres.
And I'm Johnny Rosario.
Good morning, Marianas, and God bless the Philippines.